50 goes in. 30 seconds later, guess who walks up to me? The homie Monsta, 50 Cent Goon / security.
50 Cent's bodyguard allegedly attacked a man in the mall. Bodyguard came from behind him, snatched the phone out of his hands. Frazier confronted the bodyguard, and then he says the bodyguard shoved him. 16-year-old son stepped in to break up the fight, and the bodyguard punched him in the face. You can't punch somebody in the face for that, though.
50 didn't do it.
I know, the security can. Now he's in trouble for it.
I got a phone call, Wack. I got a phone call. Yo, I'ma say this, Wack. I'm not touching it, but Monsta wants 6 figures for an interview, Wack. He ready to expose everything.
50 Cent getting shot multiple times was a life-changing moment for him. So when he finally blew up, he made sure his security was airtight.
We got up here, we came in, and they had Navy SEALs with it, 2 in all directions. Probably about 6 of them. Walkies in their ear, vested, magazine cartridges. I said, yeah, he ain't slipping.
Today's not the day.
Nah, 50 moved different.
But not only did he hire top-tier legal security, but he also surrounded himself with some very dangerous individuals who had his back no matter what. And one of those people was a man known as Monsta.
Monsta, like the smallest, biggest security I ever know. Like, his presence is big as
Monsta wasn't just any bodyguard. He was 50's main bodyguard and enforcer. If you were looking for 50, you could bet Monsta was somewhere nearby, always keeping an eye on things. He was the definition of a goon, silent but deadly. Now, Monsta is a very private person, so there's not a lot of information about him out there. But if you've ever watched any of 50's old videos, chances are you've seen him before. He was always right behind 50, moving like a shadow, making sure nothing happened to him. There's even a clip where 50 is walking through an airport and you can see Monsta trying to cover his face from the paparazzi.
What up, 50?
What up, 50? What up, man? How are you? So, 50, real quick.
And when 50 performed at clubs, Monsta was always there, standing guard, watching every move.
Y'all better stop this.
One of the most well-known moments involving Monsta was when things got tense between 50 and Trav on stage. If you watch closely, you can see Monsta standing in the background locked in, staring Trav down just in case things went left. For years, Monsta was like 50's shadow, always 10 steps ahead and making sure nobody got too close. But now, it looks like things have taken a turn for the worse. Word on the street is that 50 Cent has fired Monsta. And not only that, Monsta might be getting ready to air him out. Allegedly, he's sitting on some serious dirt about 50, including that mysterious video InfoMinds had on YouTube that supposedly exposed 50's crimes before it got taken down.
The mysterious video that vanished from InfoMind's channel was about none other than 50 Cent.
There's a lot to unpack here, so let's dive in deeper. Recently, Wack 100 appeared on the Getty radio show where he dropped some serious bombshells. According to the host, he got a call about Monsta trying to secure $1 million interview to expose 50 Cent.
I got a phone call, Wack. I got a phone call. Yo, I'ma say this, Wack. I'm not touching it, but Monsta wants 6 figures for an interview, Wack. He ready to expose everything.
But that's not all. Wack 100 also confirmed that Monsta approached him with the same offer last year.
Hey, yo, Wack, the call I got about Monsta, Wack, nigga, like, this
Monsta called me 18 months ago ready to do that.
Now, here's where things get even crazier. According to Wack, Monsta didn't just walk away from 50. He actually stole from him before cutting ties. The reason is because Monsta supposedly felt like he was putting his life on the line for 50 Cent, but wasn't being taken care of financially.
He like, I didn't put my life on the line, and you take a shopping and fuck off 40 and 50 and want to throw me some crumbs?
So instead of just quitting, Monsta took what he felt he was owed, and he didn't do it quietly either. Wack claims Monsta straight up told 50, if you want it, come get it back in blood.
Went in there and took a M, nigga, real M. Ain't shit, nigga come get it in blood.
With all this going on, word on the street is that 50 Cent isn't taking any chances. Whack 100 claims that 50 is actually scared of Monsta right now, and that's why he's gone all out with his security with Navy SEALs and other high-level protection services. Now, some people believe Monsta isn't just looking for interview money. He might actually be trying to extort 50 Cent. The theory is that Monsta knows something 50 doesn't want getting out, and he's using that as leverage. One of the biggest rumors is the snitching allegations. For years, whispers have been circulating that 50 might have cooperated with law enforcement at some point. Another piece of this puzzle is a video that 50 Cent allegedly had removed from a popular YouTube channel called Infomins.
The mysterious video that vanished from Infomins channel was about none other than 50 Cent.
Infomens is known for putting together detailed street documentaries, and they apparently released a video that exposed 50 Cent's real security team, specifically highlighting Monsta's role as 50's enforcer. The video allegedly showed Monsta in multiple pictures with 50 and broke down how Monsta was really the one making sure nothing happened to him.
This is what Infomins did. He would show pictures of 50 Cent, different pictures of 50 Cent in regular settings, right? Until Infomins highlighted this guy that was in like every picture.
But that's not all. The video also exposed a crime 50 Cent was allegedly involved in. According to reports, the video detailed what happened between 50 Cent and Slowbucks at Hot 97 Summer Jam in 2014. If you remember, that was the infamous incident where Slowbucks got punched and robbed for his chain, right on stage. Infomins apparently documented everything that went down that night and put it all out in their video. Well, 50 Cent wasn't happy about that. Word is that he reached out to Infomins personally and had the video taken down, which just makes things even more suspicious.
Remember that happened to Slowbucks on that stage? Infomins documentary had footage from that Slowbucks situation. He was highlighting it.
Whether Monsta is really about to expose 50 Cent or if this is just a cash grab, some people can at least see why he might want to pull a move like this. If you look at Monsta's track record, he wasn't just any bodyguard. He was really about that life when it came to protecting 50. In fact, his loyalty even landed him in some serious legal trouble over the years. Monsta actually got locked up because of situations that went down while he was protecting 50 Cent.
50 Cent's bodyguard allegedly attacked a man in the mall. Bodyguard came from behind him, snatched the phone out of his hands. Frazier confronted the bodyguard, and then he says the bodyguard shoved him. 16-year-old son stepped in to break up the fight, and the bodyguard punched him in the face. You can't punch somebody in the face for that, though.
50 didn't do it.
I know, the security can. Now he's in trouble for it.
Over the years, Monsta racked up multiple assault charges for getting physical with people who got too close to 50. One of the most well-known incidents happened back in 2010 when Monsta was charged with assault. He allegedly attacked two photographers in Copenhagen, Denmark. According to the New York Daily News, the situation went down outside Skøyen Petri Hotel in Copenhagen, where a group of photographers were waiting for 50 Cent to come out. One of the photographers, Nikolaj Vrar, later explained to Radar Online that things escalated real fast. One of 50 Cent's bodyguards came out and told us to leave. The next thing I knew, he grabs my throat and tried to strangle me. He cut off my airway, and I couldn't breathe. He took my camera and deleted photos. Vrar said he was so shaken up that he had to go straight to the hospital to get checked out, and he made it clear that he wasn't letting this slide. I will be going straight to the police station and complete whatever paperwork is necessary. Now, a lot of people don't believe 50 Cent is scared of Monsta at all. After all, 50 isn't some small-time guy himself, and he's really about that life. This is someone who had beef with Supreme, Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack, Homo, Suge Knight, Jimmy Iovine, and Murder Inc., and came out on top every time. So when Whack 100 claimed 50 beefed up his security because of Monsta, a lot of people called BS on that. Yeah, some have criticized 50 for using police protection, but others see it as just being smart. We all remember what happened when he got shot. Let's go back to the early 1980s. That's when Supreme founded a gang named after himself, the Supreme Team, based in the Jamaica section of Queens, New York. Under his leadership, the gang grew to have hundreds of members and controlled the crack coke trade in the Basley Park houses where McGriff grew up. The gang was pulling in about $200,000 a day, but in 1987, McGriff was sentenced to 12 years in prison. He got out on parole in 1994, but by the end of that year, he was back behind bars. It wasn't until 1997 that he managed to get his convictions cleared and started a new chapter in his life. He got involved with Ja Rule and the folks at Murder Inc., where he became one of the main players, offering protection to the label's artists. During this time, Prem and 50 had a decent relationship, but 50's career was floundering. He wasn't a star yet and was far from being a famous rapper like Ja Rule. Things were tough for him, so he started dissing the entire industry in his song How to Rob, just to get some attention and make a little money off his album. Then came the infamous beef with Ja Rule. According to 50, his friend Troy had robbed Ja. When Ja and 50 later met at a club, 50 wanted to clear the air, but Ja thought 50 was involved in the robbery. Ja later confirmed the robbery happened, but denied ever seeing 50 with the guy who robbed him.
But it had nothing to do with him. Like, I didn't even know you know this dude.
Supreme stepped in and asked 50 to stop harassing Ja, and since Premi was someone 50 looked up to, he agreed, but he kept dissing Ja in his song Your Life's on the Line, even though he cut out some lines mocking Ja as a studio gangster who needed Prem's help to get his chain back, out of respect for Prem. In 1999, a tragic event shook both Prem and 50. Their mutual friend Black Just was killed. The story goes that rapper E Moneybags wanted to buy a car from Preem and had paid a deposit. When E Moneybags wanted his money back, Preem laughed it off, telling him to forget about it. One day, E Moneybags shot at Preemy while he was in a car with Black Just got hit twice, including in the thigh. Instead of going straight to the hospital, which was nearby, Preemy went to the hood and asked someone else to take Just to the hospital. This delay cost Just his life, making E Moneybags some serious enemies.
Just like that. He said that wasn't for Just. I just looked at him, man, and I say, E, that is Just. He's dead.
Now, the beef with Ja Rule didn't really cool down, and Preem was always in Ja's corner, trying to talk 50 Cent into chilling out and stopping the harassment. But 50 wasn't too thrilled that Prem kept siding with Ja. Plus, Premi didn't see 50 as a potential superstar anyway. Why bother changing things up when you're making good money from an established star like Ja Rule? Then, things really blew up when Ja and 50 performed at the same club and ended up in a brawl. 50 walked away with Ja Rule's chain, which he even flaunted in the music video for Life's on the Line. Naturally, Ja ran to Prem again to get his chain back. At this point, Preemy was getting fed up with 50 because he was messing up his superstar's image, and this was the second time he had to step in to fix things for Ja. 50 was determined to bring down Murder Inc., and his relationship with Preemy kept getting worse. In an interview with XXL, 50 shared a story about hearing that Ja was filming in the Coliseum area. He decided to pay him a visit, packing a pistol and riding a motorbike over there. He ran into Premi, who told him, "Hey, come here, don't even do it, I see you." Preem pulled him aside, and 50 was like, "Yo, what's up with this dude?" Preem just told him to leave Ja alone, saying, Nah, I told you. Leave them alone, man. You know they ain't gonna do nothing." Tony Yayo also shared a story about one of the encounters between Prem and 50 when their relationship was falling apart, where 50 showed Premi that he wasn't scared of him.
50 up there. Preem, dude, you know the old school. You know what 50 did? Yeah, my
Do it back, yeah.
Yeah, my nigga.
That's,
you know what the block did?
Yeah, that's what
To make things more intense, 50 started hanging out with E Moneybags, Big Nose Troy, and Green Eyed Born, all of whom had beef with Preem. Things hit a boiling point when 50 released the track Ghetto Quran, which leaked and got into Prem's hands. In the song, 50 mentioned Prem, and that didn't sit well with him at all.
Boy, you slow motherfuckers, I'ma break it down illa. Supreme was the businessman and Prince was the
50 claimed that other artists had talked about Supreme and his shady past, and Supreme was fine with it, even happy that rappers were mentioning his gang in their songs. But when 50 brought him up, Prem got mad. Other gangsters from New York understood that 50's song was just a tribute, but Prem didn't see it that way. Around this time, someone almost killed Supreme at a gas station, and Supreme thought 50 Cent was behind it. So he decided to take out his enemies, with 50 being the first on the list. Prem hired Daryl Baum, aka Homo, who used to be Mike Tyson's bodyguard, to 50 Cent for a hefty sum. On May 24, 2000, 50 left his grandmother's house with his son inside and his grandmother in the front yard. As he got into the back seat of a car, another car pulled up and an assailant walked up to the window, firing 9 shots from a 9mm pistol. 50 was hit in the hand, arm, hip, both legs, chest, and left cheek. A few inches higher, and he wouldn't have made it. Miraculously, after 3 weeks in the hospital and multiple surgeries, 50 pulled through. His survival became one of the most legendary stories in rap folklore. 3 years later, the track Many Men would reveal Homo as the shooter. But by then, Homo was long dead, not by 50's doing or blessing.
What goes around comes around. Homo shot me, 3 weeks later he got shot down.
While 50 managed to escape death, others weren't so lucky. In July 2001, E. Moneybags was found dead in his Lincoln Navigator. There are 2 versions of why he was killed. Some say it was revenge for the killing of Black Jus, while others believe it was because he robbed Murder Inc., CEO Irv Gotti, and Ja Rule. Big Nose Troy was also killed 3 months after E. Moneybags. The police gathered enough evidence to arrest McGriff in 2002 on pending murder charges. During the court investigation, Supreme recalled the song Ghetto Quran, thinking it was enough to implicate 50. When the police asked 50 for more details about what he said in the record, he just told them, "Listen to the record." Also in 2003, Irv Gotti came under investigation, putting his record label, Murder Inc., in serious jeopardy. Gotti was charged with laundering money for McGriff in 2005, but the jury declared him innocent of all charges. Despite Gotti's legal victory, McGriff wasn't so lucky. He was convicted of drug trafficking, racketeering, and murder in New York federal court. Using testimony from a hitman, text messages, and video evidence, prosecutors proved that McGriff hired killers for $50,000. With all his and Gotti's assets seized, McGriff couldn't afford a lawyer and was given a court-appointed attorney. On April 9, 2007, McGriff was sentenced to life in prison. Supreme later claimed that 50 was a snitch, which he believed led to his life sentence. 50 denied any involvement in the case. All this drama was chronicled in a documentary series named Supreme Team, released in 2022 and directed by Nas.
Where the snitch at in the documentary? Yeah. I'm not in that case.
Yeah.
There's nothing about nothing. All he says is, he know me, he know what that was about. And what that was about was he got an idea.
The shooting of 50 Cent had a major impact on his public image. Before the attack, people primarily knew him for his musical talent. But after taking 9 bullets and surviving, he became known for his toughness and resilience. The incident added a new layer to his persona. He started calling himself a survivor, using his experience as a way to inspire others facing their own struggles. During an episode of Oprah's Next Chapter in 2012, 50 Cent revisited the scene of the shooting and shared some vivid memories. He said, "I arrived around 12 o'clock in the afternoon on May 24th. My grandmother was in the yard planting flowers. I moved over to get in the car where my friend was waiting, and suddenly a car pulled up next to us. A guy stepped out from the passenger seat, came around the car, and started shooting through the car." This shooting didn't just change 50 Cent's life and career, it also had a significant impact on the broader hip-hop community. It served as a stark reminder of the violence and danger that often came with the drug trade, especially in neighborhoods like South Jamaica, Queens. The incident sparked a wider discussion about the role of guns in the hip-hop world. Many artists and fans began to reflect on the dangerous lifestyle glorified in rap music and its real-life consequences. So 50 Cent spending money on tight security makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. It doesn't mean he's weak or anything. It just means he values his life. And as for this so-called secret Monsta wants to reveal, a lot of people aren't buying it, especially since it's coming from someone like Wack 100.